Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trigger Does Total Wipeout. So this set review, to make it more interesting, I actually put my experts in different Total Wipeout parts, and they have to cross the obstacles to actually comment on the card. So first, climbing the slippery stairs, dodging the sucker punch, we have the damaged, the damp, the dangerous Greg Simpkins. How are you, Greg?
I'm alright. You alright, mate?
Oh, Jesus.
So, Greg, answer me a question.
Alright.
What behavior makes you think a person is creepy?
I don't know, just like doing weird introductions to just talking about cards.
Okay, good. Then we have that wasn't good. That was awful. Jumping through the log off, going through the walk of shame. That was real. We have the decent, the deep, the defenseless Alex Connor. Hello, Alex.
Hey, Daddy. Quality intro. I think that's probably up there.
Alex, what's your favorite sounding word?
Ooh.
That's a good one. I like it.
That really puts me on the spot.
Also a good one. Indecision.
Indecision, yes, thank you. Thank you for helping me out there, Greg.
No worries, mate.
And finally, you have me, David Borges, practically perfect in every way. Then let's do this.
No alliteration for that. Well, I suppose there was alliteration. I'm just here to talk about some cards, Davy. You're having a great time. I'm just here to talk about Etherborn Marauder and Black. Here we go. This is our final...
You know what would be really good? If we explain to our newest viewers, first of all, why are you starting here? Second, what are our tiers?
And what previous videos do we have?
Oh, we have loads.
Well, the tiers are, we're going tier 1 to 7, as is logical, sort of. Tier 1, absolute broken cards. We're talking your Gisellas, maybe even your Brunas. Tier 2, talking excellent cards. We're talking your Crypt Breakers, your strong first picks, but they're not quite the best cards in the format. Tier 3, excellent removal, great creatures, solid first picks. Something like Clear Shot, Incendiary Flow. Tier 4, we've got your solid playables. They make up the bulk of your deck. You're okay if they're there. Your Vildan Pack Outcasts. Maybe that's a high solid playable. Yeah, no, your Blood Briars. Tier 5, we're not happy about Tier 5. You see it in your deck, you're a little down on it, but you're getting on with your life. It's not Tender World. We're talking your... what are we talking here, Davy? What's a Tier 5 card?
A Tier 5 card. We already used Steadfast Qatar. Let's use Deranged Whelp. Not Deranged Whelp. What's the name of the 2-1
Wailing Ghoul.
Wailing Ghoul.
Wailing
Ghoul is almost a 6, but yeah, it works.
How about 6? Tier 6, you don't want to play these cards. They're very neat.
Wailing Ghoul, Greg.
No,
Wailing
tier 6 would be, let's say...
Repel the Abominable.
Strange
that kind of
Augmentation.
Okay, that's more unplayable in my mind. Tier 7, we're talking unplayable. We're talking your crap. We're talking your creme de la crap. Emrakul's influence. The influence of Emrakul is creme de la crap. Anyway, let us begin with Black.
You sound great for somebody exercising so much and trying to go through hurdles. You're a soldier.
Hey, I'm just a rat of life. Right, let's go through Black. Black, our final colour, apart from, of course, from colourless, which lack colour, so thus I'm still right.
And gold cards. We've got gold.
We've got gold, mate. Both.
There'll be 2 more videos.
There'll be plenty more videos, but two more set reviews. Right, please hit like and subscribe. Helps us a lot. Davy's already given a kidney away today, so let's get him dead. Let's start with Black. Let's start with Etherborn Marauder. 3 and a black for a 2/2 flying lifelink. It's uncommon. When the aforementioned Marauder enters the battlefield, move any number of +1/+1 counters from other permanents you control onto Etherborn Marauder. It's just struck me it's other permanents, not creatures. I'm not sure. Nope, doesn't make any difference really. Okay, so I played this card quite a bit, and I've come to the conclusion it's a 4-mana 2/2.
Wow, you're a genius.
It took me a while. It took me quite a while.
Wow.
With
Oh, it has Flying Lifelink. It's not the worst thing ever.
4-mana 2/2 flying lifelink. I've never moved a counter onto it in my long and illustrious career.
Oh yeah, all those matches with Kaladesh.
I liked it. It's pretty good. Like, it's a flying lifelink. They are generally tend to be quite good, and once in a blue moon you're going to get it down as a 7/7 flying lifelink and get it killed, or just win the game. I think this could be a bit of a groan test. I'm not sure if it's particularly busto though. Davy, what do you think?
Say,
Yeah, I don't know. It feels
No, I was just thinking. It looks like
it'll be a 2/2 mod than you'd want it to be.
Yeah, I think a
either
format.
one are Protosses, and this thing is like a bee. How is it flying? I don't know. It's confusing.
It's a flying Protoss with a machete.
And
Intricate machete.
it's like his arm. I was thinking that was his arm, but no, his
Nah,
arm is all the way back.
And that's
Okay.
he's holding that to weapon.
Okay, I see. What were we talking about?
Hey, Aetherborn Marauder. I say it's a solid tier 4 card.
Yeah, it's a 4.
I think there's gonna be times where you're gonna play it and the opponent's gonna say, "Oh shit, he's got a 7/7 flying lifelink," but most of the time it's just gonna be a 4-mana 2/2 lifelink flyer which has to be killed, which is a pretty good card. Falls a steep cost though. Ambitious Aetherborn. This is brilliant. It's just dawned on me: is this in any way related to the previous card? The art seems quite similar. Is this someone who's ambitious to be a marauder?
They're Etherborn. That's why the art is similar. It's the same species.
I don't care, mate. I just want to talk about the numbers. God, yabbering.
4 and a black.
That's it.
Fabricate 1 for a 4/3.
This looks okay.
Yeah, I mean it's decent top end. It's
I like the versatility. It goes well with the one we just seen, kind of.
both thematically and sort of, yeah. I mean, yeah, there's nothing else to say. Would you rather have this or the 5-mana 4/5 giant in red? What do you think is a stronger intrinsic card?
With Menace, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe this.
Yeah,
I don't
I think-
know.
I think I want Menace.
Really? It depends how good counters are. And how good the extra creatures are.
Well, black-green's kind of the counter thing. Well, we'll see more about counters as we delve further into this. I'm with Alex. I think this card's fine. It's pretty good. You'll play it in your deck. If you need a 5-mana card, this is a good 5-mana card. It's not brilliant. So I'm not
Yeah, it's
embarrassed to play it.
okay.
We'll whack it in that tier 4. Look on the left of the screen and you'll see tier 4. It's there. Deal
Is
with
it?
it. Demon of Dark Schemes. Okay. I think I've christened the best card in the format at least 7 times
Yeah,
so
this
far.
is Greg's wet dream. So let me take this over before he starts
No.
filling up your
Don't
mind.
scheme this away from me. That didn't even work. Don't dark. No, it didn't work either. This
Demon
is-
of the Dark Schemes is 3 black.
Don't
It
misinform
has
them.
flying. It's a demon. It has flying. When Demon of Dark Schemes enter the battlefield, all other creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. And what ability is that, Greg?
Killing shit.
No, Massacre Worm. You're
Yeah,
useless.
That's what I meant. Killing
Whenever
shit.
another creature dies, you get an energy counter. Pay 2 black, and for energy, this is awkward. Put target creature card from your graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, tapped, and it's a 5/5.
Yeah, I think that's a little. You almost overlooked the 6-mana 5/5 flyers. Very good.
Is it a tier 3 or a tier 2?
I'm gonna smash you in your face in a minute, mate. This card's insane. So, I mean, it comes down to battlefield. It kills a lot of things. Sometimes you get energy for all the things it kills, and then you put the best thing on the graveyard from any graveyard on the battlefield under your control. This is insane. This card is
Getting 4 energy even without its own ability is pretty easy.
yeah, exactly. And
But it's just better than the one that's 1 and a red and it deals damage equal to the energy counters?
Yes.
yes,
I'm joking. This card is awesome. No, for the listeners, this is an inside joke. It's just that Greg is all going, Demons of Dark Schemes, I want to marry him. And he was pissing us off, so I wanted you to do this. But yeah, the card is good.
I mean,
Very
said
good.
it was good. It's just very. It's a
It's like
slam
a
dunk
bat.
first.
Goat?
Yeah, it's a weird demon, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, great card.
It has like a silver face if you look really close. And a beard.
I think it's a tier 1. Let's go down.
Tier 1.
Yeah,
I'm
yes,
happy
of
with tier
course.
1.
Obviously.
Dund Operative, 1 in the black for a 2/2 common. As long as you control an artifact, Dund Operative gets +1/+0 and gains Death Touch.
Me
First of
like
all,
you.
Yeah,
we like it
I'm
indeed.
feeling this 2-drop.
Yeah, it's vanilla test passes it. I mean, 2-mana 2/2 is nothing to write home about, but it's pretty good.
The art
And-
is gorgeous.
The art is gorgeous, and the Death Touch, nice little boon. I mean, you can play this in a non-artifact themed deck and be perfectly happy with it. But in a deck with artifacts, a 3/2 for 2 is pretty good, and Death Touch gets any sort of late game. Gets sort of means it's relevant in the late game, which is one of my big problems with 2-drop. I think this is a very highly rated 2-drop. I just like 2-drops to do something early and do something late. This is certainly one of them.
I
Yep.
think this card is very good.
When we say very good, are we talking tier 3, tier 4?
Oh, it's probably not tier 3.
No, it's still a very good black playable. I'm happy to play this on all my black decks, but
One of the best black commons, but it's a
Yeah.
high tier 4.
High tier 4, I'm feeling it.
okay,
We should divide our 7 tiers into 14 tiers, so we
that'll
can...
be helpful. And then we'll go further. We'll just keep going until we rank every card in the set from 1 to 264.
Well, we will eventually do that, actually.
I'm not even joking, mate. I've got it ready. Diabolic Tutor, 2 double black sorcery.
Story card.
Story card. Good point. It doesn't actually. It's not a story card. Bad
Is it
point. No, actively bad point. Terrible point. Wash your mouth out with soap.
I saw it on the Wizards website as a large image. No?
Nope,
Okay.
nothing there, mate.
No.
Search your library for card.
I
Put that
love-
card
I
into your
love-
hand.
sorry.
Then shuffle your library. Right. So,
I
Davy,
love-
I've never played with Diabolic Tutor before. I know you have. How good's this card in limited?
I love how Chandra is like saying, what?
Answer
Isn't
the
it? Look
question,
at her
Davy.
face.
Answer the question, Davy.
I never actually played... Or no, did I? Was this in an M set that I played? Oh,
This is-
man.
This being
I don't remember. Okay, here's the thing with tutors. They are as good as your best card. So if you have an insane bomb, if you have a Demon of the Dark Schemes, yeah, was that the name? This card becomes really, really good because it's almost like you have a second copy. And if you have both in your hand, well, you have Demon of Dark Schemes in your hand. Stop complaining. What's wrong with you? But if you don't have any huge bombs, the value of this goes down quite a bit because you are giving up a significant amount of tempo. You are using your 4th turn or your 5th turn or whatever to do this. So the thing that you get needs to be very impactful, like almost to make up for 2 turns worth of tempo.
Well, you're
A
taking
card, 4
yeah.
mana, blah, blah, blah.
No, the card you get back. The problem is spending your 4th turn or your 5th turn, depending on when you cast this, without improving the board, just going to get another card. So the next card that you do has to be very impactful. Otherwise, this is not that great.
I suppose.
But
Yeah,
if I have Demon of Dark Schemes, I'm taking this for sure. If I have a Black Gearhulk, I'm taking this and playing like very early.
I suppose the efficacy of this card almost depends upon the speed of the format. Because if there's a format where I can take my 4th turn off and play some sort of fun module, I can Diabolic Tutor and the opponent's not going to smash me for 12. This goes up quite a lot. If the opponent's got a legion of 2/2s, I can't really take turn 4 to just search for something fun. Unless that's
Or if you have Demon of Dark Schemes, his Legion of Two-Twos are just dying next turn.
Yeah, bad example.
Yeah, it has to be a card that sorts you out. You know that. Very, very powerful.
Yeah, I think this is very format dependent. And
People are definitely gonna overplay this.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think this is. I don't
You're
think
gonna
this is
see
a particularly
Diabolic
early pick.
Diabolic Tutor for a, I don't know, crappy removal spell.
It's not the yeah. I'm not too up on this card in limited. I think I'd put it in. I don't know. Putting it in tier 4 as a solid playable seems like a bit of a cop out, but I
Yeah,
think that's where
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's not an exciting
risk.
card.
High risk, high reward, kind of.
Yeah,
Not that high risk. You still get the card back.
Well, the risk is taking turn 4 to
A
do
turn
nothing.
off, yeah.
But I hate it. I mean, it's a powerful effect. Of course, it's a powerful effect. You're getting your best card, or almost relevant card. I think tier 4 is where Diabolic Tutor will diabolically sit.
And also, board stalls, that's like the thing you want to see.
Yeah, true.
If nobody's attacking, nobody's blocking, nobody's taking damage, this is the thing you want.
The slower the format, the better this card is.
Yeah,
in
it
my
could be a
esteemed
3.
Opinion.
Yeah.
Could be a 5.
No, it will never be a 5.
Could be a 5, mate. We'll go on. Die Young, part of an excellent 2-card art combo. 1 and a black, sorcery, at common. Choose target creature. You get 2 energy, then you pay any number of energy. The creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn for each energy paid this way. So
Question.
Mhm.
Why did they put 2 energy counters in brackets here when it's very easy to count 1, 2? But when you have 8 energy counters, they don't have 8 energy counters in brackets.
That's one for the boffins out there. Answers on a
Okay.
postcard.
Had to put that out there.
Alex is well, not even a frustrated artist, just an
If you
artist
know-
who is
if
now
you know the-
frustrated.
if you know the answer, can you please write us a letter? We don't use email or Twitter, but if you write letters, we'll post a PO box down there.
Yes,
Write us
these
letters
emails.
and send us, and we will answer all of them.
How good is this as a -2/-2 for 2 mana? That's pretty good
It's
effect,
okay.
right?
Yeah, it's alright.
Basically, collective brutality, same card, sort of.
The fact that it's sorcery, it's very bad.
Pardon?
The fact that it's a sorcery is bad.
Yeah, well, it doesn't
I
make the
still
card
think
bad.
this is a great card.
Yeah,
it's a removal spell.
In this set, it's...
Yeah, if you have other sources of energy, this is almost kill anything.
There's not a lot of indestructible in this set, so it's not really...
And there is the whole thing that after you
it kills
target the creature, they need to decide what they're gonna do. Because
true.
if they protect it, you can just get the energy and run away.
I very much suspect this is going to be one of the most sought after black commons.
Yep,
High
definitely.
pick. It doesn't kill vehicles, which is a big problem.
Mm.
Or could be a big problem, it being a sorcery and all. Unless they crew the vehicle, you do end of turn or second main phase. What do we think in terms of grade? Do we think this gets up to tier 3 high end playable, or do we think it's sort of more good but not great removal?
I think
This will be good in limited.
Yeah, I think it could see its way into the bottom of tier 3.
Okay,
think
I'm fine
so.
with that. Strong removal, high pick.
Yeah.
Die young. God, that's a fate which won't befall me because I'm a Dakara Scavenger. That didn't work very well at all. Dakara Scavenger, 5 and a black, 4/6. When it enters the battlefield, you may put target artifact or creature from your graveyard on top of your library. So, first of all, 6 mana, 4/6. Where are we on that?
No.
I'm not that happy.
Okay,
No,
how
it's
about,
awful.
How about 6 mana, 4/6 that draws you a card?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I'm playing along here. Okay, well
No,
that
you're
would be good.
lying. You're
Yeah, I'm
lying
lying.
to our viewers. That's what you're doing.
Okay, so this reminds me of Mortuary Mire from Battlefield Zendikar. It was never as good as I thought it was. This is discernibly not drawing you a card. How? I mean, I can't even think of a scenario I want to play this card. It's just too overcosted for what it gets. Maybe if I had
Right.
3 Gearhulks.
Let me explain to you. This card sucks. Never play it. Next.
Yep, next.
Yeah, it's just overcosted.
This is a 5 or a 6.
I'd say it's a 6. I don't want to play this card. It's
Yeah, I think this card is just very bad.
well, we've seen a lot of decent big creatures. We've seen the 5
Yeah,
mana
it's-
4/5 menace, 5 mana 3/4 flyer. This is
It's
just
a
not something I
6.
want to play.
It's awful.
Yeah, not what I want to be doing. Eliminate the competition. Firstly, this art disturbs me. I mean, it's difficult to look at it. I am a sensitive soul, after all, as we all know.
Look at that.
I know. I don't want to look at it. That's the problem. 4 and a black. Eliminate the competition. It's a sorcery. It's a rare. As an additional cost, to cast Eliminate the Competition, sacrifice X creatures. Destroy X target creatures. Now, I've had some experience playing with this card, and I haven't found it as bomby as I thought it would be.
Really?
Really?
Yes. Yes.
This card looks absurd.
I think this is a build-around card more
Are
than
you
anything
building
else.
your black decks with no counters and no creatures?
In effect. I mean, this is a...
This card is insane. What are you talking about?
I think it's
Is it
insane in
not?
the right... It's insane in the right deck. I don't think you can put this in every deck.
Yes, you can. You can. Oh my god, you can. Worst case scenario.
It's you 2 for 1 yourself.
Yeah, by killing your worst creature and their best creature.
Yeah, but how high a pick was Bone Splinters?
Oh god, no, you did not just tell me that. I'm gonna smack you, man, when the next time I see you. Jesus Christ, how could he?
Tell me why this card's fantastic then.
It's a one-sided wrath. Like if you have 3
It's a
doctors.
one-sided wrath. Did you read the first line of text?
If you, yeah, you have 3 doctors. You kill their 3 best creatures. Like, how is this not insane?
Well, that's fantastic, but that doesn't happen all the time.
Okay, you hated Nahiri's Wrath for the longest time because you were like, oh, Nahiri's Wrath is not that good. Oh, I got it and you didn't do anything. This is the same thing again.
So
And I'm telling you, this card is great. This card is a bomb.
last set we had Ruthless Disposal for the same cost, and you had to sack and discard a card,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to kill 2 creatures. So this is quite often that, or better.
Very true. Very true. I don't
Is
know.
this-
I don't think this is a bomb. I think this is a strong card, but I don't think I'm going to put it in tier 1 or 2. I put this in tier 3. I first pick
You
it.
are I threw up in my mouth a bit just now.
Okay, well, let me go through
We're
my
not
problems.
putting this on tier 3.
There's some problems with this
I
card.
could
Like,
be wrong. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I want everybody who's listening to this video to punch me in the face. No, I'm joking.
Just send to spam's mailbox.
Send me a very angry letter. This is at least a 2, and it could be a 1.
no, it's not a 1. No way. If you're ahead on the board, this is a bad draw. Well, that's
How?
not necessarily true. You can kill your
How
worst-
is it a bad draw?
I just don't think it's as bomby as you're making out. I think that it's an amazing card in the right situation. I think it's worse than Wrath. It's worse than Fumigate. I think it's a very good, albeit situational card.
I think you're very wrong.
I don't think it's going to be the
Okay, I'll
card
give you
want.
one thing. There are situations where this is not gonna do anything.
Mhm.
Yes. But usually, the normal thing is it either wins you the game or close to it. Or gets you back from very bad situations. Like, there's so many situations where you're really far behind and the only thing that can get you back is this. Like, you have 3 really crappy creatures, they have 3 big creatures. That's it, you reset it.
No, I
This
think
card's
you're thinking of
great.
the best case scenario.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. The best case scenario is you have 3 Topters, they have 3 bombs, you kill the 3 bombs, and you attack for lethal. Ooh.
This card's great, Greg.
I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I say tier 3, but I imagine I'm going to be over.
This
Tier 2, totally overruled.
Okay, I reserve the right to laugh in your faces when this turns out to just be good.
We will talk about this, young sir. We will
No,
talk about this.
I think it's good. I think it's a high pay. I've played this card a lot, and I've not been impressed so far. Okay, I
You're
haven't been
too bad
unimpressed.
without sir today.
Okay, not being impressed is the wrong way of putting it. It hasn't blown me away as much as I instinctively thought it would do. Then again, I could just be wrong, and it could just be a complete and utter bomb. Emerald Bruiser. Now this is a bomb. A 3/1 enters
we
the
still
battlefield
friends?
tapped. We were never friends, mate. 1 in black, 3/1 enters the battlefield tapped. Has menace as long as you control an artifact. Okay, 2 mana 3/1.
But it's
Is-
tapped.
Yeah, weird beginning.
Oh,
2
you're
mana
not blocking with it anyway. I mean,
Yeah, I
the
guess
tap-
you're not.
I was about
Yeah.
to point that out, yeah.
that thing is not that important, actually.
I mean, it can hurt in the late game when a 3/1 blocker blocks their 4/3,
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
so it's a downside. But as a turn 2 play, I'm not blocking with that. I don't like 1 toughness in this format, but menace. I like menace. I like menace a lot.
Yeah, I do too. It does. It is very. You play it on curve. You're super happy. You top deck it. You're really unhappy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a vintage card. I think without
It
the
doesn't have the
artifact-
utility that some of the other 2-drops in the set have in both the early and the late game. Like yeah, it's a good card. You're going to play it a lot, but I don't think it's as good as some of the other 2-drops.
No, I think you can. I think I'd rather play that Dund Operative, the 2/2 that gets Death Touch. That being said,
More
this
often than not, yeah.
yes, this is part of an aggressive Black Gek, I imagine. I put it firmly in tier 4. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Having said that, maybe I don't, because I'm not going to play it without an artifact, I don't think. Because the 3/1 that enters the battlefield tapped, a poor Devilthorn Fox, if you will, is not really where I want to be. But, I mean, I'm going to hopefully have random artifacts enough, and if I'm playing this, I'm going to have enough artifacts in my deck.
I
Seems-
guess it's okay. It's good for crewing.
Oh, that's true.
It is good for crewing.
That's a good point. Actually, I think, yeah.
But it's not so good for crewing because you kind of want to play this on the turn after you've played.
No, yeah, but like, if the game goes long and this thing can't attack anymore,
Yeah,
good point.
it does get that upside
Okay.
in the mid game.
Tier 4.
Tier 4.
Solid playable.
Bit weird,
Sure.
that one.
Essence Extraction. Now, 1 black, it's an instant, deals 3 damage to target creature, and you gain 3 life. Now, this is a card I can get behind.
So Greg, tell us why this card is not that good as well,
Bad
because
top
apparently,
deck.
apparently black removal is sucks. So
Well, this black removal is fantastic. Deals 3 damage to target creature, and you gain 3 life. It's everything you want out of a black control-y, or indeed just black anything deck. I pick this highly. I pick it often, play it. It's a reason to go into black. I think this is a very solid piece of removal. I give it tier 3. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. Pushing 2, but yeah, probably tier 3.
there's no pushing two because it doesn't kill anything.
No,
it's
but
worse,
it's very
worse
good.
than murder.
Yeah, that
very
is true.
true. But
It's
murders.
a tier 3.
Yeah, tier 3.
The big downside for me is the double mana cost, because it means I can't reliably play on turn 3, which is likely where I want to be casting a 3 mana removal spell like this. Well, not necessarily, but I like the flexibility of doing that. That counts against it for me, but it's a high pick. It's a really good black card.
Very
Definitely
good.
tier 3.
Yep.
Well, Fortuitous Find is not quite so exciting in my mind. 2 and a black, sorcery, choose one or both. Return target artifact from your graveyard to your hand, or return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So,
This looks a bit crappy.
Yeah, I don't like these cards.
I mean, there's plenty of all the puzzle knots, whatever they're called. They'll be going to the graveyard with impunity. Creatures die. Creatures go to the graveyard. That being said, I don't. Yeah,
Sure, you spend 3 mana and a turn to maybe get some stuff.
Yeah, I think this is significantly worse than Divination. Even though late game, this is a good top deck. Like when your creatures have died, this is get back my best creature and maybe my best artifact.
Divination is good. Divination is good to help you get to your 4th and 5th drop on time.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
This doesn't do that.
Exactly. I think it suffers majorly from that. It's a great top deck late game, but until then, it's almost a dead card.
Yeah, it's sort of like you mulliganed until turn 10, and then you get
I don't like this.
hopefully 2 things back.
Yeah, I think that lack of flexibility hurts for me. I don't think it's unplayable at all, but I don't want to play this card. I give it a tier
5 or
5.
6.
I give it a tier 5. It's a very meh card. I see it in the street and I just walk past it.
It's not. It's pretty terrible. It's not.
No, maybe you're right. Maybe
I think this is a 6.
Yeah.
Okay,
Doing
yeah.
it.
No, the
Yes.
fact that you're right, it is literally uncastable for half the game is a real thing against it. The lack of flexibility hurts.
That's a negative. That's what we call a negative.
That ain't good, bro.
Okay,
Fortuitous
think of
Find.
how you were kind of down on Demonic Tutor. This is way worse.
Worse.
True. You could demonic tutor for this.
Yeah, and you can also shoot yourself. I don't think I'm gonna do either of those things.
Well, don't rule it out just yet, mate. But let's get right on
Yeah.
to Foundry Screecher. 2 and a black for a 2/1 flyer. Decent baseline. Foundry Screecher gets +1/+0 as long as you control an artifact. We're seeing a bit of an aggressive black artifact theme coming through here.
I like this.
Yeah, I mean, 2 and a black for a 2/1 flyer is okay. Like, that's a solid playable. 2 and a black for a 3/1 flyer.
Flyer.
Yeah, I mean, 3's a lot of damage.
Now we're talking.
Now we're cooking. Flying's a lot of evasion. I play this without an artifact. I play this with artifacts. I play this all the bloody day long.
Oh, without an artifact is kind of crappy.
Nah, 3 mana 2/1 black flyer is fine.
You hate the Tattered Hunter.
Yeah, but that can't block. This can block.
Oh, it's a 2/1.
Yeah, it
Okay.
can block.
He
I
did
hate
get
cards
you
that
there,
can't
Danny.
block.
I think having an artifact's not going to be a problem here. I feel like it's going to be a 3/1 flyer.
It's gonna be a good card. Okay.
So, yeah, solid common.
Yeah, I imagine this will be in like card number 19 or 20 in my deck most of the time. I'm not superly excited about it. I don't think I'm going to cut this very regularly. It's a bit like Crow of Dark Tidings. 2/1 flyer with upside. I give it a solid 4.
Sure.
Excellent. Fretwork Colony. I'm going to preface this by saying I've got no fucking idea about this. Fretwork Colony, 1 and a black. Creature insect. Fretwork Colony can't block. Beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on Fretwork Colony and you lose 1 life. It is a 1/1, and of note, that ability is not a May. Alex, over to you. I've got no idea.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? So when we were just sort of browsing over the set on Friday when it was fully 12, we had a bit of a chat about this, and I think it's very dependent on what else you draft. Like, if you get that Ether Marauder, the flying guy, he would love to have this.
Oh, the flying lifelink guy who steals
Yeah,
counters.
in the same deck. It's sort of very synergistic. I mean, it can't block. That really hurts this card. But I think the utility it gives you, in terms of it just growing inevitably and then having interplay with other black cards that you're hopefully, getting in the same deck, it's probably worth picking up early, as it enables a lot of other very powerful things.
Yeah, it works
But
very well.
yeah,
with the
I don't know either. That's.
Well, I think you could only play this in an aggressive deck. You can't play this in a control deck, as it can't block and it loses life, which is the two things you just can't do in a control deck. the aneth.
I like
antithesis.
this.
Okay, well that offers nothing. So expand upon that.
I like this. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I have a feeling deep inside
Deep inside.
that this guy is gonna be my man, you know? Like this is gonna be like, whoa, I got the colony, we're doing this. I don't know. I think this card is gonna be good.
Yeah, I think it will be quite good too. I think you just have to make sure you're drafting
I think
with considerations to this when you have this card.
Counters is a thing. There's a lot of stuff that cares about counters, and this is like the lord of counters.
very true, but I mean it's dead in half of the black decks. Because half the black deck's going to be defensive, because you're going to be a defensive color combination. You're going to be playing defensive decks.
You don't know that. You have a Met Black.
Yes.
I could tell you a few stories. I don't know. I think I don't know. Okay, I agree that half the time it's going to be a decent card, and there are going to be a lot of combos with it. But I think this is going to be a card that just dies in your sideboard a fair proportion of the time. I'm quite down on this card. I don't like cards that can't block. I don't like cards that lose you life. Okay, it's got solid upside sometimes. This does not go in every black deck. I'm a little down on this card. I say low 4, high 5.
It's not a 5.
Yeah, it's definitely a 4 from my
It can
point
be
of
a 3 in the right deck. Can be an excellent card.
To be honest, actually think about it. When you play this card, it's going to be good in your deck. You know what you're doing.
view. Yeah.
And if it's not
No,
good
a
in
lot
your
of
deck, you just
people
don't
will
play
play
it.
this card when they shouldn't.
It's true, if you know what you're doing though, you're playing this in decks that are aggressive, that care about counters, so it's going to be a good card in your deck. It's just a lot of the time you
It's sort of a subtle build around, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. If you get 3 of these, you have you have something to do. You have a theme. You're right. Works perfectly with the flying lifelink guy. Put all the counters somewhere. Get your life back.
I can see myself in drafts where back 3, all I want is a Fretwork colony.
True.
I don't know. I haven't played this. I might be wrong. This might be useless, but in my mind, I can see that this is something.
We might actually. Yeah. No. I think
I'm
you're right.
basically a spiritual guide here. I feel it in my soul.
Magic's all about instinct.
Yeah, you don't need to think about magic. You need to be magic. You see what I mean?
Fantastic. Well, I think when it's right to play it, this is a tier 3. When it's wrong to play it, this is far tier 5, 6 worse. So I'm going to go right in the middle and be cowardly and say tier 4 solid playable, which it definitely isn't, but it's an aggregation of where it falls in my mind.
Sure.
You happy with that, Debbie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fretwork Colony, interesting card though.
No, it's definitely not always.
Yeah, I really like it. It's one of my favorite black cards.
Yeah, no, I really like the way this is designed. I just don't. I just think I'm going to pick this high a lot and not play it, which is not great.
I don't know.
Gonti, Lord of Luxury. I just like the name Gonti. Like, what's this now? He's just Gonti. What's that? Which is Lord of Luxury into? Gonti, come over there, Gonti. Little Gonti. Oh, he's grown so
Where's
big.
Gonti from?
What a shit name, Gonti.
No, but where in England would Gonti be from?
He'd be from somewhere. I'd say somewhere towards the Pennines. He'd be up north. He'd be having a lovely time. He'd be going out, having a great time. Anyways, 2 black, a 2/3 death touch.
He likes boats. I reckon he looks like a great captain.
He does. He's holding.
He'd take you out on the weekend. You know.
I like this Gonti fellow.
Fishing.
I also like that he's a 4-mana 2/3 death touch.
He'll take you out fishing.
Death touch, an excellent ability to have, and he's got a nice little enter the battlefield trigger. When he enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down. Do something with the rest. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may cast it. You may use mana of any colour to cast it, and you do not have to have Gonti in play to cast it. So you
may
Gonti.
spend mana as though they were of any color to cast.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Probably nearly. Almost.
No.
So you play Gonti, you exile the card, Gonti dies. Poor Gonti, fishing is gone forever. Poor Gonti. Gone, Gonti. But still the card remains exiled, you can still play it. What do we think?
You know why this card is amazing?
Because it's called Gonti?
Yeah, Gonti! Flickers.
Ooh, that is pretty good actually.
Flickers. You first pick this. Everything that says take it from the battlefield, bring it back is
Jam it in your deck.
premium.
Just mill
Like,
them
this is-
out.
This could be my favorite rare to draft. Like, it's not the most powerful one. It's not.
His
But
variance is really high.
This is interesting. This is fun. Like I'm gonna have my Gonti decks could be my favorite decks. I don't know. This is how I feel. Gonti is a great guy.
Pretty
Like
damn
I
powerful
just
card.
yeah, I would have a beer and watch an Arsenal game with Gonti any day.
Don't ever watch an Arsenal game, mate. It's not worth it.
Fuck you.
Bloody Arsenal.
So,
Actually, I've got nothing
so
against Arsenal.
tier 3?
Well, I don't know. Let's evaluate a bit more. So 4 mana, 2/3 Death Touch. What do we think of that?
Okay, so think about this. A 2 mana, 1 and a black, 2/3 Death Touch. What will be the rank of that card?
Sorry, say that. I didn't quite hear you, my friend.
How
A
much?
2 mana, 1 and a black, 2/3 Death Touch. That's it. For 2 mana, how would you rank that card in our tier list?
That would be fantastic.
A tier 3, a tier 2? It's a tier 3, right?
Probably.
Now, 1 and a black, exile the top 4 cards and you can play one of them. That sounds pretty good. And this is all together in one. I think this card is
I
very
disagree
good.
with your modal evaluation there. I had no fucking
Yeah.
idea where you were going. That was the
No,
shittest thing
man,
you've
it
ever
all
said.
makes sense. You're just all dumb.
You're still paying for their card. The card that you exile is not free. You still have to
I know,
pay
no, I
full
know, I
retail.
know. That would be broken if it was free.
Hmm.
But I still think this is really good. You're drawing a card basically.
Basically, you're not just drawing
Yeah.
a card, you're drawing the best of 4 cards.
Yeah, I think this card is good.
Firstly, ignore mill. Like, you're
Yeah, it's
milling
not
over
a
4.
mill effect. No.
Completely ignore that. I think it's great. I think it's tier 3 because it's
I
not.
think it's tier 3.
I think it's a 3, yeah. But I think I'll pick this way higher than I should, and I'm gonna end up with a lot of really crappy draft decks just because this showed up.
That's not the reason, mate.
The old gone fishing decks.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't. Harsh scrutiny, which is what we're going to be subjected to when this goes up. It's a single black mana for a sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a creature card from that hand. That player discards that card. Scry 1. Okay, so this is very reminiscent of Despise from Khans of Tarkir, which was the same except it also hit Planeswalkers, that relevant ability and limited.
Yeah, this spy sucked in limited.
Yes,
The Scry's not bad though.
yes, I'm going to say this is strictly better than Despise, basically.
Yep.
It just
For
is.
limited, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the scry is a nice little thing that's tacked on here. Again, this has got a problem being a dead draw late. You're both top decking, you draw this. You think, oh,
Cool.
shit.
Let's
Early game's
try
pretty
one.
good. Yeah, true. Okay, the scry makes it not. Okay, yeah, good point.
No,
Yeah,
it's not. It's not great.
It's
So
not great.
I've been
I,
playing.
but I think this card is okay.
I've been
It's
playing
not
a
a
lot.
hype.
Well, I've been playing a lot, and this has been my 24th card every single time it's been in my pool, and I've played black. It just doesn't do enough, in my opinion. The fact it only hits creatures, I mean, whilst that's the bulk of limited decks, it's better than Duress, but I never played Duress either. I'd say a tier 5.
5, yeah, I feel 5 too.
Well, you guys are being harsh. Maybe it is a 5
Is
actually.
it really what you want to be doing? It's not really what you
For
want to be
1 mana, get rid of their best creature.
Oh yeah, that happens every time. Every time you put this in your deck, you immediately draw it and get rid of their best
Or you-
creature.
okay,
basically
so
Doomblade.
the information is important first. It's not nothing. Like seeing your opponent's hand is not a 0 effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth a card, but it's not 0. You're gonna get a creature most of the time unless you top deck this. And the Scry, I think this pushes it enough to be a 4.
I don't agree with that.
You
Most of the
don't
time,
want
it's
you don't
not.
want 4 of those.
It's most of the time it's not in your starting 7, which means you're not playing it at its optimum time, which is turn 1. And if you're not playing it on turn 1,
But that can be said about most cheap cards anyway.
but most cheap cards either have a body that they can block with.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's reactive. It's not proactive, as Alex said. There's a lot of things. It's okay. Like I'm not embarrassed.
I'll
playing
defer
my deck.
to you guys, but I think this might be a 4. I think this might be a bit better than you guys think.
I definitely think you're wrong about everything. This in particular.
Tier 5.
Tier 5. Lawless Broker. When Lawless Broker, it's 2 and a black for a 3/2 at common. When it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Passes the vanilla test, 3 mana 3/2. It's not vintage, but it's certainly playable. Nice little effect as well. I mean, that matters.
Great, great black common, I think.
Yeah, especially in a card where +1/+1 counters, as we've seen, they've got
Yeah.
some application, especially if you're pairing it with green. I think this is a very solid black common. Medium pick. If I'm playing black, I'll play this card.
Yep.
I like this.
Yep.
Yeah, trades, make something better on your side.
Tier
I think
4.
it's a solid tier 4. Not much more to say.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
as good as it looks. Looks fine.
Pick it, put it in your deck, be happy with it.
Live fast. I love this card. Live fast, die young. The art is just fantastic on these two. Live fast, 2 and a black. Sorcery. You draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and get 2 energy counters. So obviously the similarity is Read the Bones, which is the same, but instead of the energy, it's Scry 2.
It's great. It's the weaker of the two.
Yes, true.
But you're happy to play them in tandem, I guess. You're probably not playing as many of these as you're probably not playing more than. Would you play more than one? I don't know. You'd play multiples of the other card of the.
I would.
Of Daya. I think I think this is very good card draw.
Well,
I think
Yeah.
I played 2 of these. Again, I mean, playing more than 2, you start to get diminishing returns, and lose 2 life really does become a problem in multiples. This is great. This is good card draw. It's cheap card draw. It's basically. I
It
think it's
kind
better
of
than
looks like
divination.
black cares less about energy.
True, but I mean the.
We haven't seen a lot of energy cards. We have to revisit this once we play, because maybe the energy, because this card looks really good, and I think it is. But if the energy is less important in black,
Yep.
this becomes quite a bit worse. Because if you just said draw 2, lose 2 life, it's not good.
True.
I mean, we had that card as instant on the last format. Okay,
Good
it was an extra black, and that card was really bad. So I don't know.
Yeah, the energy's really got to matter for this card to be playable.
Yeah, if the energy doesn't matter, I'm a bit off this card.
Good point. But I mean, black's got to be paired with another color, and one imagines
Yes. Yeah.
if you're
Definitely.
playing this card, you've got some sort of energy. Well, maybe not an energy sub theme. That's maybe giving energy too much importance, but energy matters. No, good point. Then.
Mhm.
I think I'm okay. I'd say middle of the road tier 4 then. It's
Yeah.
playable. It's a decent playable. I'll play it
Yeah.
1 or 2. I'd never play 3. I don't live too fast. Lost Legacy. Oh, I'm just going to save it one time. So this is
Yes.
unplayable. 1 black, sorcery, rare. Name a non-artifact, non-land card. Search target player's graveyard hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. Player shuffles his or her library and draws a card for each card exiled from hand this way. This is a tier
Yep.
7 card. Never play this
Yep.
card.
Great art.
This
great
is
stand.
worse than Surgical Expression. Why would they make Surgical Expression worse?
It was overpowered.
Like, am I missing something? Is that
It was overpowered.
It is worse, isn't it?
It's terrible. Never play it. Well, this card. Okay, this is more interesting. Davi, I'd like you to tell me if this is good, because I do not know. Make obsolete. 2 and a black. It's an instant. It's uncommon. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn.
This card is great.
This seems awesome.
Yeah,
This card's
That's
amazing.
that is my instinct as well. But
You know-
It makes combat a
Do you re-
nightmare. for you.
Yeah, do you remember Shrivel?
yes,
Shrivel was everything gets -1/-1. And it was playable in a lot of ways. This is so much better than that in every single way. It's not even funny. Like, it's an instant first. Was Shrivel an instant?
No, it's a sorcery.
Okay. It's only their creatures. This card is great. This card is a really high pick. I love this card.
Are we
Yeah, it's
talking
like-
first pick?
No,
Yeah.
imagine how. Okay, so your opponent is attacking you. They're black, and they have 3 mana open when they attack. How do you block? Like
Yeah.
how
So-
do you
it's so
block?
rough.
It's a nightmare. Just making your opponent have to think that it's awesome because you're getting them tired. It's like tennis, basically.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm thinking of Marsh Casualties from Zendikar, which was ridiculous in that format, which was basically creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 till end of turn. You can kick it and give them another -1. That was a sorcery and that was fantastic, but Zendikar was a lot of little things. This card is amazing in a format with lots of little things. Is this that format, or is this a format where everyone's going to be playing big vehicles?
But even if they're playing big things, quite often combat lines up where your blocks are, 1 power and 1 toughness within.
So do
Range.
you see this as more of a superb combat trick than a wrathy type effect then?
Yes, I feel like it's sort of the combat trick / combat trick first and then removal second.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use whichever way works best at the time. This card is
Yeah.
great.
What I do
Great.
like about it is it doesn't do 1 damage, it gives them -1/-1.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so
Really
good.
matters.
Yeah,
Okay.
amazing card.
Well, I'm happy you said that. My instinct seems to be about this level. I'd say a
Tier-
very good
tier-
tier 3.
Tier 3, I'm feeling that too.
Yeah,
I see this
tier
as a high
3.
pick. Excellent. Obsolescence is not a problem for our next card, which is a Marionette Master. Kind of worked. 4 black for a 1/3. No. Fabricate 3. So it can come in as a 4/6, or it can come as a 1/3 with 3 servos. Whenever an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette Master's power. Of note, artifact tokens do go into the graveyard.
I like this. I like this card.
They
Yes,
do?
tokens go to the graveyard and then dissolve, or whatever you call it.
Really? So a token
Yes.
counts?
A token counts. This card's good.
So how do you see yourself playing it?
awesome.
Do you see yourself playing it as a 4 mana 4/6 or a
I
1/3?
think
I think
depending
play it
on,
as I think most times it will be a 4 mana 4/6.
Yeah.
yes, yeah, I think it will too. But you can also, if you are in a deck that can swap counters around, and you can the boards, if you're more on the back foot, you can give yourself more creatures, which is great, and then you hope to like get some more power onto her. But defensively, she's good because you get 4 blockers.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're ahead, then she's a 4/6, which is just monstrous, and all your attacks are gross, and all your blocks are pretty gross as well.
Yeah, in the right deck, this card is it's
I mean,
disgusting.
It doesn't have to be a creature dying as an artifact creature. It can be a puzzle knot.
Yeah,
Sack my
puzzle
puzzle
knot
knot.
starts.
Dome you for 4.
Oof.
Yeah. Oof, love this card.
I like
think- yeah.
that.
I like the fact that I like what you said about the flexibility. It's great when you're ahead, and when you're behind, hey, you've got 4 blockers. You're not going to die this turn.
Yeah.
I think it's a very strong card. I think this is a. I don't think it's a bomb. I don't think it's broken, but I think this is a very good card, and I give it a strong
feels-
tier 3.
Feels pretty bomby to me.
You
think
reckon this is a 2?
I
I
think
don't know.
what holds it back in my mind is the 4 black rated. Just 6
Yeah,
mana.
it is. It is very expensive.
It's a
isn't it?
big cost. But this is a powerful effect. Make no.
Yeah,
effect,
it's a 3. It's not a 2.
Yep.
Swinging with all your artifacts, opponent thinking, right, shit, I either block it or I take 4 from. I take the damage or I take 4 from each one I kill.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nightmare for them to deal with. I also like the way this card's designed. It's an interesting card.
Yeah, great
Flawed
card.
with
Black's got some really great sort of mechanics.
Black is looking fun. Thank
Yeah.
God. The last set Black was awful.
The commons feel really shallow though. That's the problem. All the power.
Really? I thought they were good so far. We gave lots of 4s.
True.
Yeah.
I'm liking
Yeah.
the look of it so far. Let's see what
Yeah,
we
I
go
like
from
Black
here.
so far. Okay, let's go.
Marionette Master, Maulfist Squad. We're on the subject of shallow commons. It's a 3 and a black 3/1 with Menace. It's got Fabricate 1, so it either comes in as a 4/2 or a 3/1 with a 1/1. I kind of think here it's almost strictly better to have the 3/1 and the 1/1. Like, there's not too much difference between a 4/2 Menace and a 3/1 Menace.
You kind of expect more from 4 mana, don't you?
Yeah,
A little bit.
this card feels really awkward to me.
I think this is weak. I could be wrong, but I don't like
You know,
this.
yeah, I'm not a fan.
I think this is a 5.
I don't think there's any. I was just gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the Fabricate cards are good. I think this might be the weakest one we've seen so far, apart from the Reach one in green.
Yeah, it's a 5.
There's
Look,
no-
compared to the green one was like 4/4 trample. No, 3/3 trample, Fabricate 1. How much better was that?
Way better.
Yeah, I mean the Menace. If you've got, there's no difference between a 3/1 and a 4/2 Menace really, because they both have to be double blocked and they both insta die.
And with all these servos flying around, I think
It's-
this is
it's-
going to be one of the worst formats for Menace.
It'll never trade up. Like it's never like a 2-for-1. It just feels with 2 defense. If you
No.
if you put the counter on it, it just feels like it's so easy for them to double block it, where you're losing out.
Yeah, Davey, I disagree with you. I think Menace is good in this format, but I still don't think this card's particularly good. I'm okay putting this tier 5. This is
Yeah.
one of the weaker
Okay.
black commons, but it's still not terrible. I still play it in my deck. I just wouldn't be as happy to do so as I would be to say the 5 mana 4/3, which I just think is a lot better. Midnight Oil. I'm going to save everyone's time again with this one. 2 black. It's an enchantment. It's a rare. Enters the battlefield with 7 counters on it. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card and remove 2 hour counters from Midnight Oil. Your maximum hand size is equal to the number of hand counters on Midnight Oil. Whenever you discard a card, you lose 1 life. This is not a playable card.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
This is
Obvious.
Necropotence.
Explain why you think this card's good.
No, I'm joking. This is awful. Never played.
Fantastic.
Tier 7.
Tier
Nice.
7.
I've got nothing to say.
Yeah, just the fact that in a few turns you can literally have no cards in
Cards
hand,
and
and then you're discarding a card every turn. Davy, I think your computer's making a bit of a buzzing sound, my friend.
Apologies.
As we go on to Mind Rot. Now, I'm a big Mind Rot fan. We all know it. We all love it. 2 and a black for a common sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards.
I play way more Mind Rot than I should.
yeah.
Why?
Doesn't mean that it's good. No, because it's fun to have your opponent be miserable, but it's not that great. Come on, let's face it. It's a 5 most of the time.
Really? I'm quite big on Mind Rot historically. I mean, we're not going to say anything new about it here. Just it's a 2 for 1. You can often get their final 2 cards if you play it right.
Yeah, because that always happens. You always have this when they have 2 cards in hand. You never top deck this, and this is useless.
Fair enough. I think historically it's even though I have a
It's not a 4.
Yeah, historically, even though I really like it, it's a 5. Like, it's a lower playable.
It's a 5. I still play it. I still think it's fun, but it's a 5.
Nothing new to be said about Mind Rot. However, Morbid Curiosity is a particularly fun one. 1 double black for a sorcery it, uncommon. As an additional cost to cast this card, sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Draw cards equal to the converted mana cost of the sacrificed permanent. Okay, I'm going to just say I've got no idea how good this is in limited. Davi, you talk.
These generally,
Oh,
yeah, I'm just sort of trained to say this card is not what you want to be doing.
That's interesting, isn't it? Because that was my instinct as well. I sort of ignore it because I don't. It's not really ABC. It's going away from the grain.
Because you're sort of wanting to sacrifice something that's got a converted mana cost more than 3,
Okay, think
4,
like this.
5. You're like sacrificing your best permanent to draw cards. It's like this weird, complete anti-tempo.
Mm-hmm.
what was the name of the card that had soaring in the art, and you sacrificed the creature or land, and you drew 2 cards?
Merciless Resolve?
Merciless Resolve. Okay. For this to be better than Merciless Resolve, you have to sacrifice a 3 mana spell. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
I suppose Merciless Resolve could save it from removal. Well, not save it from removal, could mitigate the effects of removal.
Yeah, as well.
I don't know, I mean, you could sacrifice a puzzle knot, but I think they're there to be sacrificed anyway. There's some... You can see the application that Creatures Outlived its
Yeah, like
sack
something that costs mana to make servos, and then you're killing the main body. Like there's that 5 drop that makes 2 1/1s, but you don't want either of those in your deck. Like you'd prefer just to play 2 other.
Against enchantment removal, this is fine, but this is a bit too conditional.
It strikes me as a little bit gimmicky. It strikes me as not
super slow. It's so much tempo loss.
I mean, it's going to be fun. I'm going to play it and I'm going to have loads of fun doing it. But I think putting cards like this in makes your deck less consistent. And in a normal limited format, it's not really what you want to be doing. Even though it's heinously fun and really enjoyable. I say tier 5, maybe even. No, I say tier 5. I can't go worse because I'm going to play this card a lot and enjoy it. But I don't think it's good.
5.
Curiosity Satan.
Yeah.
Night Market Lookout. Single black 1/1. Whenever Night Market Lookout becomes tapped, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life, and this is a common. So, the normal application of becoming tapped, you either attack with it or you crew it. Unfortunately, it can't crew very well because it's got 1 power, and it can't attack very well because it's got 1 power. This card's garbage.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't think it's playable, but I don't think it's very good.
It's a
How
1
many
mana
How many vehicles do you need for this to be good?
30?
30.
And even
But
then...
it's not crewing vehicles efficiently because you'll often have to tap you'll have to be tapping 2 permanents to crew something that you would want to crew up normally for 1 with 1 creature.
I don't know, draining is powerful.
It is.
Yeah, it is, but paying a 1 mana 1/1 is not powerful. You're basically down a card because that's not a card worth of a card. Like a 1/1 is not a card.
Fine,
Especially
you
in
guys
this
don't
format.
like fun.
I'd say tier 6.
Okay.
Pretty bad. It felt I played it once, it felt very weird to me.
Yeah, just when most cards are creating a 1/1 for free, when I spend a card to create a 1/1, I feel like a bit of a bell end.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Night Market. Look out, you've made me look alright, Jesse.
So what do we say? Tier 5 or
Tier,
tier
tier
6?
6. I think it's worse than.
We should have a sound effect for like those
Oh.
godlike cards, so they will have like angels going around, and I don't know.
I'd like that. We will in future. Noxious Titan. Artifact creature construct. 4 black. It's a 5/4 with menace. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy another target creature. If you do, gain life equal to its toughness. I think there are times where this card's pretty good.
I think now and then it's kind of conditional, right? Because
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's removal. It's 6 mana
If you-
removal.
yeah, it's 6 mana. Sometimes they don't have any creatures, and then 6 mana, 5/4 mana. So what am I doing?
We could all jack it off a bit. We could just say it's tier 1 and move on with our lives. It's insane. Pick this card as high as you'd pick something. I've got no simile or metaphor. Bollocks! I should have thought ahead. This card's insane.
Is it a
First-
1?
Yes, definitely. I suppose we should discuss it because some of the Gearhulks haven't been. This for me is maybe the best Gearhulk. It's just got such a profound effect. It enters the
The
battlefield.
green is the best one.
Yeah, green.
Okay, green may be the best one, but this enters the battlefield. This destroys the best creature they have, and then you've probably got the best creature on the battlefield. It's a 5.
Yeah, this is a no 1. This is a 1.
and
Yeah,
you gain
one.
life. Yeah, this is an easy one. Noxious Gearhulk, well done. Oval Chase Daredevil, 3 and a black for an uncommon 4/2. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may return Oval Chase Daredevil from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh.
In the right deck, this thing is spicy.
Yeah.
This thing's great. This card's great.
So what's the right deck for this? Obviously an artifact deck.
A deck with black mana.
Yeah, so I mean, worst case scenario, it's a 4 mana 4/2.
Yeah, don't play it on blue-white. Like, don't want to do that.
I mean, a 4 mana 4/2 is not heinously bad, but it's nothing exciting. But a 4 mana. So I imagine the way we play this card is we play it on turn 4, we attack with it, they trade, we play an artifact,
In fact,
play it.
like, you're going to be recurring this. There are so many artifacts, no matter what color pairing you're drafting.
I just like the fact it's got
That's
such
great.
it's got such high power because even
Yep.
if they know you're going to play an artifact, they can't just say, okay, I guess I'll take 4 again. I'm at 6.
Yep. That's the thing.
They have to trade for it, and if they trade for it, you get it back. I think this card's very high pick. I'd say this is a tier 3 card.
The only thing I hate is the oval chase. Like, they're doing a thing to NASCAR, which they shouldn't. Like
Yeah.
Formula One.
Thanks, Sally. Thanks, Sally.
NASCAR is not.
That's
It's
right.
not
Sorry.
not a thing.
That's what most Magic people want. Magic players are into NASCAR. That's what the demographic of Magic wants. More NASCAR references.
Well,
I see.
it's not me. It's Wizards.
That's right, mate. Blame someone else. I say tier 3. Solid tier 3. Very, very good card. High pick.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess
Happy with
so.
that.
Even
Yeah,
in a normal deck, even in a non-artifact based deck, you're gonna have enough artifacts to make that have value. Prakata Club Security, 3 and a black for a 3/4 at common. Yeah, this is solid, right? This is
Just-
fine.
yeah,
This is
just
good.
Solid,
Fine.
boring, common. This is
Yeah.
vanilla as it gets.
I must say, like, a 3/4 has kind of been one of my favourite stat distributions in Limited. It attacks well and cleanly often. It blocks particularly well. It can double block as part of a gang very well.
Yeah,
I-
it's unexciting, but it's solid.
Yeah, it doesn't make it bad, does it? I'd say this is a very solid tier 4. Good playable. I'm going to cut
Okay.
this
Yeah,
a
sure.
very low amount of the time for my black decks. Doesn't
Yeah.
do anything exciting, it's still good. And it's also got a reference to Lord Gonti, which is also good.
Yeah, this card does the work.
A Rush of Vitality, Wonder Black. It's an instant, it's common. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. So I really like combat tricks that beat other combat tricks.
Yep.
This beats other combat tricks. I mean, lifelink and indestructible in itself is powerful, but giving a small boost to power as well is a nice little bonus.
It
I
feels
don't think this card is good.
Why not?
Okay, so because the increase in power is too low. So because, for example, the good thing about a card like Survive the Night was that you got your card back. How much will the +1 matter so that you're actually crushing your opponent? So you mentioned it beats other combat tricks.
Mm-hmm.
So will they, like, how many situations will they really be all I needed to kill the creature was the one extra power. Like, will your opponent be attacking to this? Will they be blocking? I don't know. I don't think this is that relevant. I think the increase in power is very low.
That's a
You-
good
And
point, actually. I suppose
You
it doesn't
do gain 4 to 5 life most times.
Is that worth a card?
Not sure, but it's a big chunk of life.
It is when it saves a card that was going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that will happen that often. I think if your opponent plays right, he wouldn't be making attacks or blocks, which one power difference will make a huge difference. Does that make
bollocks.
sense?
That's bollocks. People attack like you've got a 3/3 and you've got 2 mana up. Fine, I attack my 4/4 into it. Oh, you've got this trick. Okay.
No, yeah, but that is a 1-for-1. My point is, you said that this blows out their combat tricks. I don't think it does. I think this will almost never be a 2-for-1.
Oh, my mistake. Yeah, I can see that point actually. I suppose yeah.
This almost never will be a 2-for-1. Sometimes you're gonna get a creature, fine. I don't know. I don't think this is that exciting.
It does blow out a lot of the removal in this set, all of the red removal.
I think the +3/+1 and lifelink was better than this.
Grotesque mutation, really.
Yeah.
No, I like the indestructible more than that. I don't know. I didn't really like that card. I'd given that a low tier, no tier 5 score. I think this is marginally better.
I don't know. I'm not a fan.
It's not the best card, but it's a pretty solid combat trick in my eyes. I feel across the board the combat tricks in this set seem quite strong, even if this isn't the best one. As combat tricks go, it's
I haven't seen too many combat tricks across this set. Actually, thinking about it.
no, but of them they all seem quite like we got 1 green for 2/2 hexproof.
That one's great.
That one's pushed. This one's certainly not pushed. I think it's a tier. I think it's a low tier 4.
I think it's a 5. It's not a 4. No way.
You're trying not to play it. You're trying not to play it.
Okay. I
Yeah,
can
you're
dig
gonna
that.
cut this out of your deck a lot.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't hate the card, but yeah, I'm not overly looking to play it. I just think it's a decent combat trick, but not a good one. I completely retract all my earlier words. Subtle Strike.
As
One
combat
in the
tricks
black.
go,
Yeah. 1 in the black for a common instant. Choose one or both. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So this is like just better than Borrow Malevolence, right? This is Borrow
This
Malevolence
art
done
is
right.
so badass.
yeah, the art is totally wicked. I'm glad you
Agreed.
said that.
This art is so badass. Like, wow. The art in this set, well done, Wizards. Honestly.
Thank you so much.
This card is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a combat trick I'm much more happy to play.
Yeah.
Just the +1, the counter staying there. I mean, counters matter, and even if counters didn't matter.
Oh
+1/+1
my god,
counters
it's a
thing.
counter.
Yeah, it's a counter. It's so good.
I didn't realize. Oh, this card is great.
I didn't say it's great. I think it's a good card. It's no
Oh,
better than a tier
this
4.
is very solid.
So
Yeah, it's
why-
tier
why-
4, but it's a good tier 4.
So explain why it's solid for our dear listeners.
Well, you're gonna win a combat and get something out of it. It's almost worth more than one card. Like, you're not trading 1-for-1 necessarily, because some of it stays. You're
trading
almost
1 for 1,
trading
and by the way, you get +1/+1 counter.
1 for 1.2. That's already a good rate.
And
of
as
course,
with Borrow Malevolence, he's got the flexibility of -1/-1 on one of their blockers, and then +1/+1 on a different one of your creatures. That
Sometimes
so
this is a 2-for-1.
yeah.
Yeah, you're winning 2.
And then you keep the counter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
Don't always force it. Don't push it. Don't
No.
get killed with this. Yeah. A lot
Be
of
happy
people
with the
try
1/1.
yeah. A lot of people try to get you killed with this kind of stuff. If you get a 1-for-1, you're happy. You got the counter. But I think this is really good.
Okay, I'm down with this. I'm
And
up
he
for
kills
tier
the
4 on this.
fucking Cobra.
That death touch broke. Not a fan of the death touch, are you? Okay, excellent.
There's a
tier
lot
4.
of stuff with one toughness in this format. I think that card is. Speaking of it,
There's not that much with 1 toughness. Syndicate Trafficker, 1 in the black, 3/1. It's a rare. It's so 2 mana 3/1. Fine. This is not the format for a 2 mana 3/1 though. It's got an activated ability. Sacrifice an artifact. Put a 1/1 counter on Syndicate Trafficker. It gains indestructible until end of turn. That ability costs 1 of any color to activate.
this card is so gangster.
It does
Pretty
look
gangster.
gangster.
It's not that broken though. I think it's good.
I think it's quite good.
Yeah, it does require a bit of setup though, and it does require resources to get it going.
Would you play this in a deck with no artifacts?
No, of course not.
Oh, 2-mana 3/1 maybe.
Yeah,
Would I?
I don't think
Yeah,
it's the
I
format
would.
for
Maybe
2
I
mana
would.
3/1. It beats down hard, but a servo stops it.
How do they block? This is the thing. If you have a couple of artifacts, how do they block?
Yeah, it's difficult because it is an onboard combat trick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're starting. If you have like 3, 4 servos hanging around, this is a
Yeah.
nightmare.
It's really good. Yeah. So you want to pick this up early, or so that you can make sure that you're getting the servos.
I think this is a solid
early.
3.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so.
I'm happy with solid 3. Yeah, definitely.
I'm willing to bend because I mean it does have the indestructible is what makes this card, I suppose. It's a
And
nightmare
it
to
gets
block.
bigger
You're
and
right.
bigger, and it's a
Yeah.
counter.
Yeah, it's good.
Like,
It is
the-
really good. It's definitely not 2. That's what I was.
No, it's not
No,
a
it's
bomb,
not- it's
but
not a
this
bomb.
is.
Yeah.
People are gonna lose to this card a lot.
Okay, I'm not too high on it personally, but I can see your point. Okay, I'll put it in tier 3. Fine. Well, let's see what we got next. A thriving rat, my friends. 1 black for a 1/2 creature rat. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 2 energy. If you do, put a +1 counter on it. And as with all the others, you must declare you are putting it on or not putting it on when attacking. So there will be no instant speed blowout. So 2 mana 1/2 below rate. 2 mana 2/3 above rate.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because there's a lot of these thriving cards which I'm almost fine just using to get the energy and then seeing if I can do something better. I think you have to attack with this and put the counter
Yeah,
on to make it
on
do
it.
anything.
Anything. Agreed.
Because of that, I think this might be the worst one.
I'm with Davy on this. I'm not feeling this out of the thriving set.
2 mana
I
2/3
think-
is pretty good.
Sometimes it's I don't know.
I don't think we can put it at tier 5. I think the Ibex is
No.
generally worse.
I
Yeah.
think we do.
It really.
Yeah.
I played a bit with this card and it was quietly effective.
I think a lot of the times you won't be able to attack because they will have a 3-power creature, like a 3/3 or something. I'm not feeling this guy. I think this guy's the worst one.
Interesting.
It feels like it has the least flexibility in terms of it doesn't do anything if you don't use its energy on it.
I agree with that.
Which I'm down on. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a 5.
You have to
Okay, it's probably still a 4.
Because it is a 2 mana, even if you just think of it as a 2 mana 2/3, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not though.
No, Davy's
not
right,
a-
but you're both right. It doesn't have flexibility. You have to attack with it, otherwise it's nothing. Otherwise it's a 1/2 which just eats a servo, which threatens a servo block. I think it's a low
Yeah.
tier 4. It does something, but it's not flexible in the way that the Rhinos is just fine. Rhinos is a great card. Even the Grub as a 2/1 is just so much better because it already trades. This needs a bit of work. It's a low tier 4.
Yeah, okay.
Tidy conclusion. Black removal. 3 black, instant, destroy target creature. You gain 1 life for each artifact you control. So,
Remember I was talking about how Wizards is running out of adjectives? It's a tidy. It's tidy conclusion.
no,
It's so very neat. He's such a neat person.
I like the art. It's a bit unsettling. So,
The Etherborn are totally baller.
they're all gangstar.
And
Destroy
this
target
guy's,
creature.
this guy's
How-
tidy.
Destroy target creature can never be a bad effect, right? Like
Instant speed is nice.
even if we ignore the artifact, this is, I mean, 5 mana is, 5 mana is a cost, but it reminds me of Unholy Hunger from Origins. It's 5 mana, gain some life sometimes.
Was that
And
was
kill
that an
something.
instant?
Yep, it was an instant, and you gain 2 life for spell mastery. I think 5 mana killer creature's fine. It's not going to be like the greatest card in the set at all. That's the Gearhawks, but this is a high pick. Does something that not many cards do because it says destroy target creature unconditionally.
You can't. Yeah, you probably can't have a million of them.
I think I'm going to play 2 of these as often as I get them.
Really?
It's removal, it's expensive removal. It's the new world.
I don't know.
order of
It's
removal.
just a recently expensive removal hasn't been that good. This is what I'm thinking. Like the game has changed a bit, and the more it could be great. We could go back. Like Throttle was amazing in cons. It was awful in Shadows. This is maybe I'm on a Shadows Eldritch Moon.
This is a lot better than Throttle. though.
Yeah, I mean, Throttle had a very big downside compared to this.
No, fair. Yeah, this is probably just good. I'm just saying, maybe. I think it's great, and I'm gonna pick it early, at least in the beginning. But it could be a point that the 5 mana is a high cost. If you
It's
end up
expensive.
always killing stuff with lower mana costs, this could be shaky.
I don't know.
But
This is,
it's always gonna do something. It's a good card. I'm not saying it's a
it's
bad
limited
card.
magic. I've got bomb. He's got bombs. He's got to kill my bombs. I've got to kill his bombs. This kills his bomb. I think it's a solid tier 3.
You're a very talented player, man. You just
I am
described it.
great at magic. I'd say this is a decent. Well, this is just a tier 3 card. It's good removal, albeit not exciting or.
It's a low tier 3.
Yeah, but it still is tier 3. It's better. I think it's better than all the other non-removal black spells. If I'm honest.
Okay.
Yep, I'm on board with that.
And that brings a tidy conclusion to our set review. Bollocks! Underhanded Designs, that's another card. 1 in a black. This is going to win the award for card I need to read the most. 1 in a black for an enchantment and uncommon. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. 1 in a black. Sacrifice Underhanded Designs. Destroy target creature. Activate this ability only if you control 2 or more artifacts.
This is a drain effect I can get behind.
Oh yeah. This is sexy.
Yeah, I like this card.
Yeah, I mean, you
You
don't
have
have
to
to.
make, you have to build around it, or otherwise it's doing.
I think most decks will have 2 artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you
And
can't
then
really
it-
play.
and
You
then it's
can't
just a
really play this.
removal.
You can't really play this with 2 artifacts. You've got to have a decent number more than
You
that.
need to be
Otherwise,
generating servos and having.
No. What I mean is, most decks, I think, will have some artifacts on the battlefield at any given time. I don't think it's gonna be that much of a build around to have artifacts.
true.
I think you end up with artifacts naturally. I think this will be almost always good.
Okay, so you're saying you don't have to jump through any huge hoops to make this.
Yeah, you don't have to distort your deck just to make this work. I don't think.
Oh, this is just so sexy with Fabricate. Fabricate 2, pay 2, drain you for 2. Then I've got a kill spell whenever I want it.
Oh
at instant
yeah,
Speed.
Yeah, it's really nice.
This card's sexy. I'm gonna give this a tier 3.
it's
I think it's-
Orzhov again.
Oh,
Feels good.
I love all Zovian mechanics. I say tier 3. I think it's on about par with Tidy Conclusion. Conclusion has the
You
unconditional
think it's
nature.
a bit better than Tidy Conclusion.
I just think Tidy Conclusion's gonna kill something when you want it to.
It's-
This most
We
of the
just
time
love the word tidy.
it's just a nice word. I'm British. We like things being nice and shipshape and Bristol fashion, pristine. These are all words I've heard. I don't know what they mean. Underhanded Designs, tier 3, right? Any
Yeah.
naysayers?
No.
All in favour? Aye. All against? No. Weaponcraft Enthusiast. In terms of cards that work with Undercraft Designs, Underhanded Designs, it's a 3 mana 0/1.
Protoss.
Protoss. We got Protoss.
This is the most obvious Protoss. Like, and Wizards didn't even draw this. They just went to some StarCraft images and they just, oh, this looks good. Wow, we can't do it like this. Okay, just put a cape.
I've never played StarCraft, but I'm laughing anyway.
Oh, you haven't lived.
Just put a cape and some baggy trousers, and we'll call it ours.
What do we think of this? Fabricate 2. So it's either a 2/3 with 2 counters on it, or it's an 0/1 with 2 servos.
I think this card is good.
Yeah.
It's almost always an 0/1 with 2 servos, I think.
Is that good?
Yeah, and it's
When
probably
when
we
you-
just been through underhand.
When you're
design.
doing black things, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, given that Black seems to have a very strong artifact aggression theme running through,
Yeah, this
I
card is
mean,
great.
I don't think it's as good as like, what's the glint sleeved Artican, the white one, the 3 mana 2/2 Fabricate 1. I think that's a lot better than this card, but this card's still fine.
I think
Yeah.
fabricating twice will be very powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this.
We seem to have seen a lot of incremental effects from multiple artifacts. Yeah, no, I like this card. I say it's tier 4. I'm loath to give it higher than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with
I
that.
outright refuse to. And that was that. That was that.
Oh.
Bloody hell, that was that. I embarrassed myself, and indeed all of us. Well, black looked kind of interesting.
It's spicy.
Spicy indeed. There's a lot of artifact build-arounds. I'm kind of glad because black usually has no artifact interaction. It seems to be that artifacts make black cards more aggressive.
It's almost like artifacts are a theme of this set.
Well,
It's weird
I mean,
that, isn't it?
we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen any colourless artifacts. There could be anything. Could be anything happening next. It's artifacts. I don't know. I
I hope
think
there's
black
no
was
artifacts. Imagine there are no artifacts and all these cards that care about artifacts. That would be
Just
such
to
an
fabricate.
amazing throw from Wizards.
I like it. So what do we think? Black, going with our black background, was it strong? Was it? I mean, blue wasn't particularly great when we went through it. Green was solid. Red was pretty solid. White was pretty solid. What do you think of black?
Black is the best color by far.
It feels a bit trickier than the others.
No, I'm
it's less,
joking. I don't think
it's,
it is.
It's
I just
less
wanted
straightforward.
Yeah, I agree. It's more.
I
There's
think
a lot
you
more
might-
build around things.
If someone else is in black, which is going to happen, you're going to feel it a bit more, maybe, that
Okay.
your key cards are getting cut.
That's interesting. There's also less of an energy theme, as you predicted, or as you noticed. There's two
Yeah.
cards
Yeah.
that create energy: live fast and die young. I mean, the demon uses it, and perhaps there's another rare, but so it's more of an energy support color.
No, yeah, not even that. I don't think there will be energy black decks. You might have cards that care about energy now and then, and you pick them up, but it's definitely not the energy color. So live fast and die young, because of that, are a bit more awkward, I suppose.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks solid. +1/+1
no,
counters combined
Very-
with ring.
Very fun, if
Yes.
nothing else.
Set looks super sexy. I can't wait to get drafting it. Right, that's the end of our look at the coloured cards. Next, we'll be doing multicoloured and or artifacts. Until then, Davi's not going to sing us out. See you all next time.
I
you.
can
Bye.
show you the world.